Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
A lizard, tall and beautiful, turns towards you. He fixes you with a sultry look, and when he speaks, it's like listening to honeyed gravel.
I'm so glad you came, but your friends will have to leave.
He turns his back on you and waits for your companions to leave. A lizard, tall and beautiful, turns towards you. He fixes you with a...
I'm so glad you've come. Are you here to water my flowers? I've been so lonely since my man went away to fight the coming war. I need someone to take care of me. You're so masculine, darling. Won't you take care of me?
He gives you a cool look, then a flirtatious smile.
Not in the mood for games. Me neither. So, what shall we do? Would you like me to dance for you? Or would you like to hear a poem? All right, darling. I'll dance.
He closes his eyes. He's motionless for a moment, as if listening for music that only he can hear. And then, almost imperceptibly, his hips begin to sway. As he finds the rhythm of the song that only he can hear, he sways and moves, silky with power and poise, at once beguiling and raw with pure emotion. You realize you hear the music too. It floods your body with light, at once boiling hot and freezing cold. You feel his hands upon you, and you move together, entwined in spirit and in flesh, as one. Moving to the rhythm of your heart's desire, two beings for a moment become one. In your ecstasy, you feel the edge of the bed against your leg, and suddenly you're falling, both of you laughing together as the mattress receives you both. And you realize that you are naked, and so is he. He searches your face for the lie, doesn't find it. The compliment touches him. He smiles, reaches for you. He takes you into his arms, into his heart, into his very being. Your world explodes. In bliss.
Good morning, lovebirds.
The swaggering rowdy stops dead in her tracks, a look of dubious recognition on her filthy face. She smiles uncertainly, gold teeth flashing for the briefest moment.
What the? Ifan? No little birdies told me you were back in town.
You know Gil.
Can't deny it. And the guests can't deny that it's worth it too. But you're no guest. Welcome home. Come on, boys. Let's give Ifan some privacy and head on out to wait for the next guest. Oh, and Ifan, if you see any chumps down there who could do with a lighter purse, send them this away, for old time's sake.
Carefully keeping her eyes trained on yours, Jill tosses you the clothes you were wearing. The thugs retreat, each one shuffling backwards with eyes pinned. He's relieved.
It was worth it, wasn't it? Now, baby, you should leave. You don't need a thing like me dragging you down, hanging on to your heart.
He brightens and reaches for you.
Oh, do I? Why, yes. Yes, I do.
You fall into each other's arms once more. The world explodes. In ecstasy.
I'm sorry. I'm feeling very fragile and shall retire.
Just when I think this land holds no more surprises, I find myself in some place even more dismal than the last. Still, at least this is an interesting variation on dismal. How many times must I tell you? I have business in the Black Pits. We should head to the excavation site there.
Why do you shiver, sir? This room is temperate enough, is it not? Quite so.
Well now, how's my favorite god woken?
Or should I check the cupboards for ogres? That's quite all right.
Oh, forget it.
An old lone wolf colleague of mine in disguise, Callow. He's hunting Godwoken, but don't worry. I didn't tell him our little secret. Poor fellow'd have an attack of the bloody flux if he knew what was really going on.
You got that right, Helga.
Stick to your own kind is my advice.
Ifan bites his lip and laughs.
That'll be tough for you to say without any teeth. But be my guest. Give it a whirl. Don't worry. I'm not going to hand you in for the bounty. Sure, you could do the very same to me.
What on earth is that noise?
I think we should know who hunts us and why. Just play it cool. We go in, we get answers, we leave. Nothing more to it than that.
From the glint in his eye and the wicked smile he wears, you can tell he speaks in jest.
All right. It has the potential to get messy. Very messy indeed. But I've got your back if you've got mine.
His eyes glitter as he stands tall to tell the story, hands waving expressively. You can see it's a story he's used to telling, one he enjoys weaving for an audience.
So, underneath the tavern in Driftwood, there's a place I feel right at home. A delightful little hive of scum and villainy. A few months back, I was relaxing down there after a job. Just a hint of Drudenay. You know, a hint. All of a sudden, a tiger prowls in. I jump up, but everyone else is just ignoring it. And then he picks up my scent. His eyes turn blue, and he leaps to pounce on me. A fury of claws and teeth. I flip the table and start scrambling for my crossbow. Nowhere to be found. And by now, the tiger's right on top of my eyeballs. So I do the only thing I can think of. I summon Afrit, my soul wolf. And now everybody reacts. Screaming, scrambling around, pelting for the stairs, drinks flying everywhere. And that pesky tiger? Nowhere to be seen. Turns out it was Drudenay messing with me. Stronger stuff than I'm used to. Also turns out some people don't appreciate spectral wolves tearing up the place. So some people called magisters on me. Well, it's guarded by a grouchy-seeming dwarf named of Papa Thrash. But he's a real sweetheart once you get to know him. I love that password of his. Open minds and closed fists.
Ifan raises an eyebrow and folds his arms, looking every inch the man you'd hate to run into in a dark alley at night.
Of course I'm afraid of things. Heights, the dark, even spiders, truth be told. I just do things anyway. The fear doesn't go away, but my body is used to the rush by now. Keep going long enough and, well, the intensity is how you know you're alive.
Ifan smiles and salutes at you.
Why do you, sir? This room is temperate enough, is it not?